So in my life, it was electronics since I was a young kid, and I did electronics for work. I did it for fun. I did it for sleeping and eating and almost all my waking hours. And about 30, not quite 30 years ago is when I was, I need to get into something different that's not technical, not electronics. And a neighbor of mine had been was a wood turner, and very specifically also made pens. And so I got into that. When you talk about making a pen, a writing instrument, you need tools. And in one of those tools, we'll see what comes up. So you need tools, and I didn't have tools. And so at least Alan was able to, kind of get me going on what I need tools. You need a lathe. You need something to turn, a machine that turns. Well, we would think in this day and age it would be electric powered, all right? I was able to acquire, we can't see this whole thing, but it's a foot-powered lathe made from the 1800s, later 1800s. And so while it's all fun and good, it's not a treadle, it's a pedal lathe. Basically, think of a bicycle. The odd part about it is you have to pedal backwards because you need the wood to come to you, so as you put the tool against it, you shave off the wood or the acrylic, whatever you're turning, whatever you're making. And at the time that I wanted to get this, it was 1999, and I wanted my Y2K lathe because, of course, we were going to lose power, right, at January 1, 2000, and I was still going to be in the shop making pens. I unfortunately didn't get to acquire this until literally about 2001. I found a guy that was refurbishing all these woodworking machines, a whole line of tools. I've got a foot-powered saw, table saw, lathe, scroll saw, and basically a router. So now I've got this hobby that I can do something that's non-technical, and it's a short duration. I don't have to spend weekends and months to make something like furniture. I wanted a little bit more quicker return. Actually, I just didn't want to spend all that time. So making a pen's a nice thing. It takes more or less, if I start with complete raw materials, a log or some other wood, maybe it's already pre-cut, all the way through the process could be maybe 4 hours. And I don't even have to do it all at once. I can do it in about 4 different stages in making a pen. And then I have something. And it's just been a lot of fun learning over the years. I've been turning for about 27 years and using all kinds of different materials, all different kinds of woods. In some of my travels, I've been able to pick up different woods from different parts of the world. I've acquired wood from different parts of the world, got into acrylics. So you think of like kitchen countertop, or you think of other plastic types of things, that's the kind of material. In fact, we remodeled our kitchen years ago, and I told the cabinet folks we were using a kind of like a Corian type material, a different brand. And I said, oh, well, all the scraps. And they're looking at me like, why? Oh, I got to make a kitchen pin, right? The kitchen pin's got to be the same material as the countertop. So we have a kitchen pin. And just over the years, all the different kinds of woods that I've picked up, and my eyeball goes into different places when looking at material. I was in Kohl's last year, the department store, returning an Amazon package. But I happened to make my way to Housewares. Don't know why. And over in the corner, I see some wood stuff. Ooh, let's go see what that is. It was wood cutting boards. Turned out to be Italian olive wood. Well, I don't need much material from a thickness or size perspective. So I'm walking out of Kohl's with a Italian olive wood cutting board, because it had lots of cool grain into it. And I take out a pen and I go, I can make 20 pens out of this piece of wood. So my cost per pen for my material just dropped significantly, as opposed to buying what we call a pen blank, which would be a piece of wood 5 inches by 3/4 by 3/4 big, which could go anywhere from a couple of bucks to I've paid up to 30, and there's some folks that have even more expensive little bits of wood, little bits of, a stick of wood. Found an ukulele maker on the big island of Hawaii years ago, burning his scraps. All right, so any kind of a woodworker goes, are you kidding? The quality and the type of wood that goes into Hawaiian ukuleles is really expensive stuff. And I'm out. So anyway, And the other thing is we made a shark pin when I found a shark pin kit. So I made a few shark pins. And we may or may not have that picture somewhere. So there we are, the shark pin. And whoever's next can come up. I'm going to keep talking. That other pin on the left is called a honeybee pin. So one of my neighbors is a beekeeper. And so I found this kit that's got a honeybee. It's got a little a honey dipper stick on it. It's got a picture of a bee on it. So I made him a bee pin. My boss is a hockey player, a pro-am kind of hockey player. I found a kit that's got a hockey stick. It's got some hockey indications on it. So I made him that. So anyway, whoever's next.